Hey guys, it's Chelsea. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, well, welcome. Thank you for stumbling upon my channel. And if this isn't your first time, well, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. Today, I wanted to do a get ready with me, like chit chat kind of sort of thing to get you to know me a little bit better. So I'll be telling you about myself as I get ready. These are slipping down. So let's get started here. Don't forget, this should be going up before that. I have a giveaway going on that ends on June 22nd. Go to that video. I'll link it down below. All the rules for that giveaway are on that, but it does end on June 22nd. So let's get started. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below something cool. I don't know. Maybe tell me something about yourself. Give me a little cool fun fact about yourself, and let's get rolling. A little bit about me. Ooh, my name is Chelsea. Clearly, I am from New Jersey, born and raised in New Jersey on the quote-unquote Jersey Shore, and I am a beach girl 100%. My actual job, my real job, the job that pays me is, why am I not getting any product out of this, is a radio DJ. I am a radio DJ. I've been on air as a radio DJ for now 4 years? 4 years? Yeah, 3 years full-time, 4 years total. I did do it in college as well. I did my own country show in college. I'm a big country music fan. And when I was in college, it was really cool because I am me. I got to interview a lot of different artists because I worded it that I was a country radio show in northern New Jersey, because I went to school up at Montclair State, that was right across from the river. Right across the river from New York City, which none of that's a lie. None of that's a lie at all. So that's what I said to them. And I actually got to interview Florida-Georgia line right when Cruise was hitting the charts and stuff, which was, awesome to be able to say that. I got to interview Aaron Tippin. I interviewed Bruce from Swamp People. I was a huge Swamp People fan back in college. Oh, I loved that show. I got to interview him. I got to interview Andy Gibson. I interviewed, who else was that? I'm trying to think of who it was such a sweetheart. I want to say it was Steve Azar, but I feel like I'm wrong. I think it was Steve Azar. I got to interview actually one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. Oh God, I still love them. But I'm a huge Evil Iguana Productions fan. They did, back when I was in high school, they did a lot of skits and sketches, and they were all improv, and they had a show called The Alan and Craig Show, and they were really big for their movie spoofs. They did a great one for The Dark Knight, and they did one for all the Twilight movies, and they were just amazing. I love them. So I got to interview Craig from Evil Iguana Productions. So that was a cool interview I got to do. I interviewed the band Low Cash quite a few times. Like 3 or 4 times, I think. And I got to interview, which for me changed my life, I guess you could say. I interviewed a band, After the Rain, and I work for them. I've worked for them for 5 years now. I do all their social media for them. I do all their PR stuff, and they're some great group of guys that, are now like family, because I've been with them for 5 years now. They're amazing. They're a really good country band. They have 2 albums out. But yeah, I've been with them for 5 years. They were the second people I interviewed back when I was in college. And I remember when I was booking their interview, and I had messaged them on Facebook, and I get a message back almost it was the same day. It wasn't long after. And it was the one guy in the band, Dave, and he said, give me a call. And I gave him a call, and he said, we'll set it up for you. And at this time, they had just won a contest to be the radio's house band, and they had a bunch of songs out on the radio, and I was floored. I was so excited for this interview. I was crazy excited. And, now I say the rest is history. Now I work for them, and they can't get rid of me. But I guess I'll go younger me, I guess, is where we should, talk about, I guess. When I was younger, I was a dancer. I did tap, jazz, ballet. I did lyrical, and then I did Irish step dancing from 6 years old until I graduated high school. And every time you mention that to somebody, they're like, oh, do a jig. I hate that. But I did do it, and I loved it. And I also, like, I say I figure skate, but I wasn't very good at it. Well, I didn't want to fall. I was really good at ice skating. I could skate circles around somebody. But you want me to jump in the air, and chances are I'm going to fall on my butt the first few times and get a toe pick in my leg and a huge gash in my leg. No, thank you. Next. But I did do one show, and what was funny about not funny about the show was that I did my song was I Want to Love You Forever by Jessica Simpson, because if we want to talk about like favorite overall celebrity of all time, Jessica Simpson is my girl. I love Jessica Simpson so much. I always have, always will. I'll always be a big fan of hers. But anyway, also as a kid, I volunteered at a nature center, and I worked with reptiles, and it was so much fun. And I did that mainly because I wanted to be the crocodile hunter when I was a kid. That was my dream in life. And I actually got to go to Australia when I was in high school with Girl Scouts. And it was, at that point, he had already passed away, which was, of course, devastating to me. But I went to the zoo anyway. And this is, I always say, it's like the coolest thing my mom ever did for me. Because when we went, they said, oh yeah, we'll drive past it and we'll stop. And I'm thinking, great, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to be able to go to the zoo where Steve Irwin worked, his zoo. And that's like, it's his zoo. And we get to a place called Surfer's Paradise. And it's about 2 hours south of Beerwah in Australia, which is where the zoo is. And they say, well, it has to be a unanimous vote. Now, I am there with all high school students, all high school girls. You can't get high school girls to agree on anything. A big group of us? No, that was never going to happen. So instead of taking surfing lessons, because I figured if I want to learn how to surf, I can surf at home, my mom rented a car, me and my best friend Colleen and another girl. My mom drove us, and we went to the zoo, and I was so ecstatic, and it was the highlight of my trip by far. Like, that's not even a competition of what my highlight of my trip was. Well, I said, I was a Girl Scout. Well, I'm still a Girl Scout. I was a Girl Scout from kindergarten, and I will be a Girl Scout till the day I die. I signed up as a life member when I graduated high school, so I will always be a Girl Scout. I'm very proud of that, and I find it really tragic nowadays that girls feel embarrassed to be in Girl Scouts, and I never understood why. I didn't want to be in Girl Scouts because my mom was my leader, and my mom was, you're with your mom all the time, and that was the only time that I wanted to quit, was because my mother would drive me nuts. But other than that, I loved Girl Scouts. We did so many trips. So as a troop, I guess it's like the catch-22 of my mom being the leader. My mom loved to travel, so we traveled a lot. But I had so many cool experiences from Girl Scouts. And I met so many people. My best friend I met through Girl Scouts. But anyway, we went to 38 U.S. states. We did 4 Canadian provinces and 2 Australian territories. My final trip as a girl member was an Alaskan cruise. How many people could do that in high school? Swam with manatees with Girl Scouts. Quebec, Niagara Falls, the Yukon Territory. We did a Southwest road trip, which is the reason I got into country music. We flew out to LA, and we went and rented a car, and we did California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. And you don't get many radio stations out there. It's either pop, country, or gospel. And this one song from Blake Shelton, She Wouldn't Be Gone, was on all the time. And I hated it at first, and then it grew on me. And that's how I got into country music. I realize I'm talking all over the place. Like, I am not going in any, chronological order of my life whatsoever. I'm just kind of talking and whatever, and I'm looking for brushes at the same time as I'm talking. But, whatever. I went in with Hoola Lite and a Y something from Morphe. A Y9 from Morphe. Actually, I got to chaperone a trip to New Orleans with Girl Scouts too. That was fun. That was my freshman year in college. I did that. I chaperoned my mom's trip. That was a lot of fun, that trip. New Orleans is such a cool city. Besides collecting makeup, I collect cowboy boots. I own 11 pairs currently. The only colors I don't have are yellow, orange, and purple, I think. I think that's the only 3 colors I don't have. Before I got into radio, I actually wanted to be a psychologist. I planned on going to school. I wanted to go to Michigan University for some reason. Or University of Michigan. And that's what I wanted to do. And what happened was, I started doing all this promo stuff for Girl Scouts. And I was doing a lot of radio and TV stuff for them. And I realized I am much better at talking than I am at listening. No, I just realized I loved it more. And I was much more passionate about it. And I changed my major. Well, I never actually claimed my major before. I went to a community college first, which is I highly suggest to every kid in high school. Unless you're going to an Ivy League school, don't bother going to a 4-year school the first, 2 years. Because it's just expensive and it's not worth your money at all. In high school, I was in the musicals. I was in The Wiz, and I was in Once Upon a Mattress. I was also in Color Guard, which I loved. I was a dancer, and I was in chorus my junior and senior year. And my chorus teacher, by far, is one of my favorite teachers I ever had. Mr. Leffler, shout out to you. Loved my chorus teacher so much. Like, he was so cool and so awesome, and he still is so cool and so awesome. Not that I was a teacher's pet in school, but I did really do well, I guess, in school with teachers. I was complete opposite of my brother, who did not do well with teachers in school. They couldn't stand. Sounds terrible. But teachers always, I was, respectful, and I participated in class, and I wasn't disruptive. So I was good, in school. And some people call me a teacher's pet, but whatever. I didn't mind. But there have been certain teachers in my life that I always say influenced me the most, and Mr. Leffler was one of them. And my 5th grade elementary school teacher, Mrs. Carney, is one of them. And I would say my junior year English teacher, Mrs. LaRose, who I still keep in contact with, she had a big impact. And Mrs. Johnson, who I had her, was so cool. I had her in high school for my senior year, and then I had her my freshman, both semesters for English 1 and 2 in college. One of my favorite things to do, though, when I was younger in the summer, was we would go to Bible camp. We went to 2 different Bible camps. We went one at our own church, and I was, I'm raised Catholic, I'm Catholic, but we would go to a Baptist church because my aunt was friends with the pastor there, and oh my God, we had a blast there. Like, I loved VBS, and people never understood it until we did like you could bring a friend day, and then all my friends were like, oh no, I get it, like this is a lot of fun. They made their own programs, and when I was a teacher, I taught in the movie room, and they did a Narnia theme one year, which was like right up my alley. I love The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I dressed up as Susan Pevensey, and I had so much fun. I used to love VBS so much when I was in school, when I was younger. I've always been like a bit of like not a weirdo, but I guess I've always been a little odd and a little like, not loserish, but like goofy and stupid. Like a joke is like I don't go to parties, like ever. Like I just don't. I'm not a party person. I went to one college party, and that was in my own apartment, and most people wouldn't count it as a party because it was only like 5 people there. But that's just me. I'm not a party girl at all. I'd rather sit at home, and I'd rather work. Like I like being active and doing things, and that's why I like doing stuff with the band. I'm always constantly doing stuff for them, making posters for them, doing whatever, because it just keeps me occupied, I guess. Which is probably why I got really into YouTube. But I did actually, my schooling was all in TV production. So, at least this way I'm kind of using what I went to school for. Kind of. I mean, I'm, filming and editing and stuff. But now, still, I'm like, I'm not a going out to a bar kind of girl. The only time I go out to bars are when the band plays at them. And I don't go to parties really, except for like family parties. I'm a huge, though, like TV fanatic. Oh, except for like this past seasons of shows. I really gotta catch up on all my shows. But I'm a big fan of like The Blacklist and Once Upon a Time and Blind Spot, and what other shows do I love? Orange is the New Black. I'm currently watching the new season. And I'm a big fan of Doctor Who, like a huge fan of Doctor Who. Oh, I love Doctor Who. I just bring this out. My background on my phone is the 10th Doctor, and my text tone when they text me it says Alonzi and all that. So if you're a Doctor Who fan, you know what I'm talking about right now. And if you don't know Doctor Who, you're like, what is this crazy girl saying? I get it. I understand. I'm also quite a big movie fan. I could go to the movies like all the time. I just love going to movies, and I'm the girl that will go to a movie more than once, and people think that's so strange, but I will go see a movie over and over. I think I saw the first Avengers movies 5 times in the theaters. 5 times I saw the first Avengers one. That's pretty sad, I guess. It's a lot of money. What else can I tell you about me? If I didn't live in New Jersey, because I do love living in New Jersey, I would live in New York. So not very far. I love New York City. I'm a huge Broadway fan. My favorite show is Cats. I love Cats. I just saw it a couple months ago. 2 months ago? In March? Whatever month. What month is it now? But it is my favorite show. I love Phantom of the Opera. I'm a big Angela Weber fan, I guess you could say. I love a good musical. My favorite movie is Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love all like Audrey Hepburn movies in general. And Katharine Hepburn. My whole room, though, is Audrey Hepburn. Like, there's Audrey Hepburn all over this place. Like, I have an Audrey Hepburn calendar right behind me here. Above, this backdrop is actually another Audrey Hepburn thing. I have Audrey Hepburn over here, Audrey Hepburn over here. I have Avengers stick-on, like, wall clings around my mirror on my dresser. Is that weird? I don't know. But I love my Avengers. I actually got them for Christmas. My dad had bought them, so I put them up like a 12-year-old boy. But yeah, I love Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love 10 Things I Hate About You. Ugh. I love that movie. And my favorite movie, though, of all time would be Bringing Up Baby. That is a movie with Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant. I get that from my dad. My dad loves all those movies. So I got all that from him. Him and I will sit and watch old movies all day long. I think you could tell a lot about a person by their favorite Disney movie. Mine is Pocahontas. Like, love Pocahontas with all of my heart. When I was a kid, my hair was past my butt because I wanted to look like I wanted to be Pocahontas, and I cut it when I was in 5th grade, and everybody in my class was devastated, especially the girls. They were like, I can't believe you're going to cut your hair. But I donated it to Locks of Love, which it was like, I want to say, like almost 2 feet of hair that I donated the first time. And then I let it grow a little bit, and I've donated my hair quite a few times. I would say I was always into makeup because I grew up in a household where like my mom would always be like, you don't leave the house without makeup. I mean, I always do, but that's how she was raised. And I didn't really get into makeup probably till like last summer. And then even past that, more recently, I really like went off the deep end quite recently. Go off the deep end meaning like I just spend way too much money on makeup. So have I like scared you away yet because of how like odd and peculiar I am? It's so sad but so true. I'm so weird. I'm okay with that. Some of, I guess, like aspirations and goals in life and things I want to do. I love traveling, and I'd love to be able to travel more because I haven't been able to because, well, life gets in the way. Oh my gosh, this glue, come out. I don't remember what I was saying anymore. I just got so distracted by this glue. Yeah, that's like story of my life. I get distracted so easily over everything. Oh, I was talking about traveling. That's what I was talking about. So, yeah, if I had time to, I would love to travel. I would love to hit the rest of the U.S. because I think there's so much to offer here that people don't, realize. I would love to do that. I would love to travel to Europe, but really I would love to do Ireland and Scotland and Wales and England, especially. I want to go to Cardiff because, well, the Doctor Who Museum is there. And I would love to do that. I always said I would love to go to Egypt. I was, as a kid, really into ancient Egyptian culture, like crazy into ancient Egyptian culture. And I would study hieroglyphics and I would study all this about ancient Egypt because I just found it so fascinating and so amazing. So I would love to go there. I would love to go back to Australia, but I would love to do like the West coast of Australia. What else am I a fan of? Oh, I'm a huge fan of Supernatural. I can't believe I didn't even talk about that because my brother's been watching it and I've been watching it with him, which is dangerous because, well, A, I've already seen all the episodes, but I've been watching it with him, so I've been staying up so late, rewatching episodes and reacting as if it's my first time ever watching it. But I love that show. I'm also watching, what other shows am I watching right now? I'm watching Merlin. It's taken me forever to watch that show, though. Not because I don't like it, it's just because I haven't had time to watch it. Oh my god, here goes this glue again. I love that show. I like a lot of British shows in general. Sherlock. Love Sherlock. Sherlock is so good. Well, I guess it was good. Because who knows if we're getting another season. And if we do, I'll be like 50 by the time it happens. I'm going to talk about like some of my favorite YouTubers. Where's my mascara? I absolutely love Laura Lee. She's one of my absolute favorites. And it's funny, I would have said if this was... Oh, this lash is coming off. I gotta re-glue it. That sucks. Oh, but anyway, so YouTubers, if you asked me a month ago, I wouldn't have mentioned this name, but Jeffree Star, I absolutely adore him. I think his opinion is super honest. And I thought he was going to be too brash. But no, I kind of like his attitude a lot. And I judged him unfairly before I started watching him. But he's become one of my absolute favorites. I love Casey Holmes. I love Desi and Katie. Who else do I watch a lot of? Oh, I watch a lot of Joey Graceffa. He's not a beauty YouTuber, but I like him a lot. Who else do I watch a lot of YouTube videos of? I watch a lot of on YouTube, though. I do watch a lot of British TV shows. I watch the Big Fat Quiz of the Year, Big Fat Quiz of Everything, old episodes of that, clips from Quite Interesting or QI, episodes of Would I Lie to You? It's a lot of British game shows. I mean, we're all into something. Mine is British game shows. So I can't think of like anything else that I'm like missing to like talk about to you. My favorite country singers. Well, I said Blake Shelton's the reason I got into country music, but I'm a big Miranda Lambert fan. I'm a big Chris Young fan. Kit Moore. Justin Moore. Love Justin Moore. Carrie Underwood. Little Big Town. Low Cash. Casey Musgraves. Love Casey Musgraves. What else can I tell you about me? I think I covered it all. I'm a Virgo. I don't know. Ooh, I love changing my hair. Oh, I didn't even mention that. So right now you see, well, it's kind of faded out to the green. But I've had every color under the sun. I've been red a lot. Usually that's my like go-to color that I go back to all the time. But I do love changing my hair. And this is the longest I've had a hair color in a while. But I've been blonde, red. Naturally, I have dark brown hair. I've had blonde and pink. I've had purple hair. I've had gray hair. People always say to me, are you afraid it's going to fall out? I say if it does, I'll wear a wig. I'm okay with that. If Dolly Parton and Wendy Williams can, I can. I've never used this color yet. That's pretty. Let's go ahead and set this. Oh, my nose itches. Alrighty, well, this is my final look. Thank you for getting ready with me today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a little bit about me, and if you wanted to learn about me. If you didn't, I mean, I guess you didn't watch it if you didn't want to learn anything about me. But comment down below, like a fun fact about you. I'd like to learn about you too, since you're the one who is watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give it a good like, hit the notification bell. Don't forget about the giveaway. That'll be linked down below. It ends June 22nd. And the info is in that video of how to enter. And that's about it. I will see you back here in my next video.